Howdy, it's John. We're in Lemon Bay Park in Englewood, Florida, and I'm going to re-record something that I recorded after a big storm on the beach, and I can even hear myself. Some of the feedback I've gotten from you folks says I've got to do it where you can hear me. So even though that was a neat background, this is better. I wanted to talk about encouraging people or being critical. Two ends of the spectrum. Some people are incredibly judgmental. We all do that some. Some people are very critical, hypercritical of themselves and others. And what does that do to the rest of the people around you? What does it do to your relationships? What does it do to families and spouses and work people who you work with and neighbors? Do they even want to be around you when you're like that? Well, the story that I'm going to begin to tell on this video and finish on the next one is about my son's high school football team. My oldest son, Justin, was on a team that only lost one regular season game and made it to the state playoffs every year. And so they had a lot of history there. Well, my youngest son, Dylan, was on a team that he was a sophomore on my son's senior year team. And so when Dylan was a senior, they just come off from a 9-1 season and expected a lot. They had a great running back. His name we'll say is Gus. And this guy's really hard on everybody. He just wore people out. And the coaches kind of reflected that too. They were very negative, very critical. And criticism always hurts. It really does break down a team. And he called people out right in the middle of the game. He'd call the coaches out. I mean, the kid was unmerciful. You could see him shouting in the huddle and bad mouthing people, and people would be walking around with their heads down. Well, they lost their first 4 games of the season to teams that they were expected to whoop up on. They're expected to dominate. They got beat significantly by 4 or 5 touchdowns in each game. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened in the next video. But criticism always hurts. We'll catch you next time.